Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. Now today I'm super excited to share with you a very cool smartphone that's in my hands today, and that is all about the brand new OPPO Find X5 Pro. Now this device here is actually made in collaboration with Hassleblad, so I'm definitely super excited to check out how the camera performs on a daily. Now if you remember back a month ago, I was actually at Barcelona for MWC 2022, and I actually stopped by OPPO's booth, and I was super impressed with the device. So I finally managed to get it on my hands now. Thank you so much to OPPO for putting me on their ambassador program for the Find X5 Pro. So I'll definitely be testing this device out for a couple more weeks to go. But today I'm just here to share with you my first hands-on impressions, what actually came in the box and how the device looks like, the kind of specifications that you can expect from this flagship device. So let us begin right away. Now you can see I'm actually toying with the box right here, and this is actually the box for the OPPO Find X5 Pro. Totally grayed out, very nice looking, but what actually came inside was quite interesting. Obviously we do get the device, and mine is in this ceramic white. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. We also get a very nice silicone case. Check this out, it's actually very nice, and it fits the phone's color very nicely, because when you put it in, it looks even nicer in this shade of white. So very cool there. Apart from that, we also get a very nice charger. This is an 80-watt Super VOOC charger. You also get the Type-C cable in the box. It is a Type-A to Type-C cable. A couple of manuals. You get this so-called exclusive benefits VIP card. And last but not least, of course, you do get the SIM pin in the box. Well, apart from that, OPPO did also send over a very interesting piece. Now, this is supposedly the Silicon X NPU that is powering the camera unit behind the OPPO Find X5 Pro. So very nice of OPPO to send this over. We have that very cute, NPU on the inside there. Nice stuff. All right, now let's focus on a bit on the device itself, the OPPO Find X5 Pro, because I've been using it for the past few days actually. But let's first talk a little bit about its design. Now, a lot of people, when they first saw the images of the OPPO Find X5 Pro, they didn't think it was a very good looking device. Some of them felt it looked a little bit odd, but actually when I saw it in person, when I first held it up, it definitely felt very premium. We have this ceramic back panel that I mentioned earlier on, and this is how it sounds like when you tap on it. So it sounds very solid, doesn't feel like glass or plastic. Again, this is how it sounds like. All right, this might be the test for the back panel moving forward, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Very nice design, totally white out, and it looks like a stormtrooper kind of look with the black totally on the front and the back in white. Of course, you do have the OPPO and Hassleblad branding on the bottom right corner. Now, in terms of the camera cutout at the back, it's not actually a cutout, it's one full back panel piece here that is very seamless. So you do have that sticking out there, and it's written on the back, powered by the Silicon NPU. All right, so design-wise, this is how it looks like. On the front, you do have this very nice stretched out display. It's curved a little bit on the sides here, as well as on the back. Now at the bottom, you might notice that we do have the Type-C port, we have stereo speakers, and of course you have the SIM card tray. Alright, so now that we've done with the design, let's talk a little bit about the cameras at the back, because that's the main story of the OPPO Find X5 Pro. Now at the back here, we do have a triple camera setup. This is a very interesting one because we have a 50 megapixel main sensor and also a 50 megapixel ultra wide. And bear in mind that both sensors here actually use the Sony IMX766, so very interesting use of that particular sensor for both the main and ultra wide. And last but not least, we also have a 13 megapixel telephoto lens that does 2 times optical zoom, 5 times hybrid zoom, and it goes even further. So I'll definitely be testing out these cameras. In terms of video capabilities, it is able to do 4K at 60 FPS. Now the whole story with working with Hassleblad here actually is to produce colors on images that are a little bit more natural, things that don't really pop too much. I'm not sure if you remember Hasslebllad's previous collaboration, but they were always about having that natural tone of color, and the case is actually quite similar here. I took a couple of photos, not the full in-depth test yet, but I'm going to share with you a couple of photos here, and again, yes, it did look very true to life. I think some people out there might actually appreciate these kind of colors instead of seeing the fully saturated colors that we are seeing on most smartphones today. Of course, if you want more colors, you can always edit your photos in post-processing, but I would say that the images coming out so far from the OPPO Find X5 Pro has been very consistent with what we actually see with our own eyes. So that's very cool there. Definitely appreciate what OPPO is working together with Hassleblad to produce these kind of photos. Again, this is not the full review. I will be doing that in a week from now, so stay tuned for that full review. Now, apart from the cameras, this device here is definitely a flagship because it comes with a ton of specifications. The best that you can get today in this very compact form factor. So first up, obviously, yes, it does come with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. You have 12 gigabytes of RAM built in already, and of course, you can even extend that through the RAM expansion. You can extend it by about 7 gigabytes, so total you can get approximately 19 gigabytes of RAM. That's quite mind-blowing. In terms of the memory, we do have 256 gigabytes in here, so pretty standard stuff. But in terms of the RAM and the storage, it is the fast version. You get UFS 3.1 storage and the LPDDR5 RAM for those of you who are wondering out there. Now, in terms of the body itself, it is actually IP68 rated. This is not something that you see every day on most smartphones. So again, if you're going to take some photographs, under the rain and all that, you don't have to worry too much because it is protected from water. Apart from that, in terms of the battery department, we do have a 5000 mAh battery built into this device here. And of course, like I said, it can be charged up using the 80-watt charging brick that came in the box. Now, having said all that, I'm not forgetting about the display at the front. Of course, that's also very important. At the front here, we do have a pretty cool display. Now, I did mention that it is slightly curved on the sides, but the good news here is that it's only curved a very slight angle. So that means it doesn't really get a lot of accidental touches on the sides, and I definitely appreciate that about the OPPO Find X5 Pro. So not only do you get like sort of a totally bezel-less look from the left and right, but you will not have to suffer from those accidental touches. Now, in terms of the numbers for the display itself, again, it's something very impressive. You have a 6.7-inch AMOLED display over here, and this is a QHD Plus display, so that means that resolution-wise is very high. You have a pixel density of more than 500. Again, I've mentioned this previously. If you have a pixel density of 300 plus, it looks all right. If you have 400 plus, it looks great, and 500 plus, you're on next level here. Everything will just look crystal clear. In terms of the refresh rate, we do have 120 Hz. That means everything is just going to be buttery smooth. Touch sampling rate is 240 Hz, quite standard over there, but again, this device is focused on photography, not really on gaming. Apart from that, you also have your 1 billion colors, so very, very cool stuff there. Overall, it is just a very good display that you have on the front of the OPPO Find X5 Pro. Alright guys, I think that's all I can share today for this very quick hands-on brief look at what came in the box and all that. Again, I'm super excited to check out the OPPO Find X5 Pro with the Hassleblad kind of color tuning. You guys know I like a lot of photography, so I'll definitely be covering this device more over the next couple of days or maybe even weeks. Now, before I go, I just have to say thank you once again to OPPO for having me in this ambassador program for the Find X5 Pro. Super excited to share my experience with all of you guys who are watching. Again, last but not least, if you do happen to like this video, don't forget to drop a like, sub to the channel, and I hope to see all of you guys in the next one. Stay safe, everybody. Bye!